we are Team Lifesavers, and we had the pleasure of working with the Scottsdale Paradise Valley YMCA and their Safety Around Water program for our project Lead It Forward. Okay, this is a really quick intro into our project, and we have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to be really quick. But the mission and the project description are here on the slide, and really what the goal was for our project was to increase participants for the Safety Around Water program, and also to help people realize that the YMCA is a community leader in helping to prevent drownings, and they are right here in Scottsdale. We also want to bring awareness to the fact that drowning is a huge issue, not just in Arizona, but all over. So that's really mainly what our project goal was. So now you're going to hear a little bit from each of my team members, and they'll give more details on our project and how we accomplished all of our goals, even through these challenging times.
YMCA is integral to swimming that being brought to America. In 1885, Brooklyn built their very first pool, and in 1904, YMCA launched its first group swim lessons and one-on-one instructions. And then in 1910, started a Teach America to Swim campaign. Scottsdale YMCA opened in 1987. They're very excited about the SAW program. In 2018, they had 1,600 participants, and in 2019, it jumped to 2,000 participants. They gave away over $141,000 in free lessons. The YMCA held 4,000 classes in over 2 weeks, and this is usually using volunteers as coaches. It's fantastic. In 2019, the Y distributed 13,000 Water Watcher tags in English and Spanish. The previous year, they had 10,000 from the year before. SAW partners with Scottsdale Leadership to prevent drowning. We were called upon to raise participation numbers by program awareness in the community, make the pool a more user-friendly experience, improve the public perception of the Scottsdale YMCA, and demonstrate they are community leader for drowning prevention, increase the total number of participants and make SAW more sustainable beyond 2020, and finally to create a relationship with SUSD where SAW is integrated into the school age curriculum.
What is the Safety Around Water program, or what we will be calling SAW? SAW is a set of 8 lessons, 40 minutes each, that teaches the child or adult how to be confident in water and reduce the risk of drowning. Teaching children to be safe around water. So this program includes exercises that help kids adjust to actually being in the water, giving them simple instructions and like jump, push, turn, grab, and swim, float, swim. These skill sets can be used if they unexpectedly find themselves in the water. Drowning is the second leading cause of death for kids 14, and children who participate in formal swimming lessons are 88% less likely to fall victim to a drowning accident. The scariest stat of all is that Arizona is the #1 state without a coastline for drownings in the US. And that's why it is very important that we get all kids in Scottsdale to go through this free program.
To assist with the pool, we visited the YMCA to tour the facility and assess the situation. The YMCA wanted the pool to be more accessible and the ability to provide lessons during more hours in the summer when the heat was excessive. After our assessment, we went to work and gathered quotes for different solutions for the pool. This included evaluating ways to cool the water in the afternoon heat with a potential shade solution or a cooling system for the water. We also brought in an expert to look at the cracks at the bottom of the pool. In the end, we realized the needs were much greater than what we could accomplish in this project alone, and several items were identified as potential operating expenses for the YMCA for the future. Here are pictures of our initial tour of the YMCA in January and a picture of the cool decking at that time. Damien, our sponsor, gave us a tour and had a definite passion for the mission of the YMCA. Our cool deck painting party was in February 2020. Here was one of our obstacles. The original paint party was set for Saturday, February 22nd, but Scottsdale recorded an inch of rain on that day, and so we had to be flexible. And here are some additional pictures of the painting party. Team photos after the work had been completed. And while the team worked hard, we also made sure to reward ourselves and celebrate our successes afterwards.
We were tasked with developing relationships with SUSD to promote SAW, but we shifted our focus to larger community events to grow participation and awareness to a broader audience. As some of you know, I work at McCormick-Stillman Railroad Park. Each spring, we partner with the nonprofit organization Health World and host an event called Keep Your Health on Track. For this event, second grade students are bused to the park for a field trip to learn about a number of important safety topics, including water safety. I was able to connect Damien and Health World, which resulted in the YMCA leading the water safety portion of the program. Here's a sneak peek of the instructors interacting with the kids. Through this program, the YMCA was able to educate over 980 students and 150 parents and teachers. Health World has already committed to having the YMCA back again next year to participate in the program. The next event was going to be the Exclusively Little Expo at the Railroad Park in April. Due to COVID-19, the event was canceled. The expo was expected to have about 3,000 people attend. Fingers are crossed for a successful event in 2021. Our team also designed and created a flyer to promote the SAW classes specifically at the Scottsdale Paradise Valley YMCA branch. This flyer can be used at future events for years to come. We also created a digital version for email distribution or to be promoted on social media platforms.
We're going to talk about a social media plan. We set up a plan, a sustainability plan for Damien to talk about how he could promote everything to do with SAW on Facebook, Instagram, and even help him with setting up some landing pages. The process of the plan was basically how to get more signups for the year in 2021. Through the social media plan, we focused on 4 main categories, which you'll see on the next slide. Educate, promote, engage, and entertain. Educating, how we talked about the statistics. Some of them are shocking, so we wanted to get those on there. Promote them, which encourages signups. Engage the audience, both the current audience, and if we had the budget to go into more paid reign, and also to entertain. So here's an example of what we sent over to Damien. As we went through the process, we realized how many hats he just had to put on to be a leader at the Y, and that's one of the things that was most impressive to me. So any way we could create some sustainability by helping him out in the future was what we do. So this is what he would see. It tells him what the objective is, what the thought behind the social media post was, and exactly the copy to copy and paste, and the video or the picture would be attached for him to post on there. Just taking something off his plate.
We used some of the money that we fundraised for to create a homegrown safety around water awareness video to help better reach our target audience. So developing the video entailed us hiring a video marketing company. They're called Studio Black Films, LLC. And together we created a storyboard that would not only promote safety around water, the program, but it would also raise awareness about how big of an issue drowning is in the state of Arizona. We all have children in our lives that we love and care about, which means that water safety impacts every single one of us. So when we were scheduling the filming days, we were faced with a series of unfortunate events. And we were actually not able to finish all of the filming that we needed to do to create our masterpiece. So working with the company that we hired, working with the YMCA, Team Lifesavers being flexible, simply we're just gonna have to postpone some of this filming, and we will finish this video and they will be able to use it going forward. You know, we're kind of unsure about if there's gonna be a SAW program this year, but if not, they will definitely be able to use it for next year and all the years to come. So our goal was to make it timeless so that they could continue to use it in the upcoming years. Within the storyboard, we had plans to interview Scottsdale fire crew for our video, but unfortunately we had to reschedule because of COVID-19. And because they're so amazing, we actually self-filmed a few videos for us to use, and that the YMCA can post on their Facebook page and their social medias. So make sure that you go over to the Scottsdale Paradise Valley YMCA Facebook page and check out those posts. I think they posted one today or yesterday. And while you're there, give their page a follow so you can continue to see all of the great stuff that they're posting, you know, that we helped them create with our project. So lastly, I'm really excited to share a preview of what our full video is going to look like. This is taking the footage that we're actually able to capture and turn it into something that we can share with you guys today.
It was silent, it was quick, he was face down, and I was right there. I was stunned at how fast it all happened. And from that day until today, I am a water watcher.
SAW stands for Safety Around Water, and the whole goal of it is to really equip kids with the skills that they need to then build on to become confident, strong swimmers.
Safety Around Water is our coolest program, obviously, in my opinion. It is something that drowning is a big thing, obviously, in the state of Arizona. It is typically in the top 3 in the country in drownings. And so what we try to do is we offer free Safety Around Water lessons for kids and adults. 20% of the participants are typically adults. And it really just teaches them basic life skills in terms of the water and what they can do if they do fall in the water, how we can get them safe to the shore.
I am a water watcher. My kids have been in swimming lessons. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for the kids, little ones, little tiny ones to big ones, to grown-ups, to adults, to elderly, to be able to at least flip over and catch their breath. It's not an automatic response. It's also crucial that somebody is right there with kids every time they're in the pool, whether it's here at the Y, whether it's in our backyard, whether it's at the lake, wherever it is. I am a water watcher. I hope you'll join all of us. I hope you'll get your kids swimming lessons, and I hope that every time you've got kids in your family pool, someone is on duty.
Salt River Project developed this Water Watcher badge for all of the YMCA's in Maricopa County. Damien asked us to develop something that we could add to this badge that would highlight Scottsdale Paradise Valley YMCA and encourage greater participation in their SAW programs. And with that, Team Lifesavers, in collaboration with the YMCA, with Karen Donner from Take 3 Promotions, and just brainstorming our team together, came up with an idea for medallions to add to the Water Watcher badge. One is personalized, and swim instructors can include the date of the training and the name of the child or adult who has taken the training. And this will live into the future. So anytime they come back and take another training, they get another medallion. The second medallion is probably just as important or more so, and it is to ask adults to take responsibility around their pools at home and in the community, to always have someone be a water watcher on duty and help our swimmers stay safe. We thank Kimberly and Andrew McDonald and their family for sponsoring the printing costs of these medallions and the in-kind donation of Karen Donner from Take 3 Promotions.
I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our fundraising efforts for our Safety Around Water project. We'll talk about the budget, the happy hour we had, the SRP grant that we received, and the GoFundMe page that the total cost for our plan came in just under $10,000. These were the things below that we determined we would need money for. The beginning of March, the first week, we actually had a fundraiser at the Foca de Chao. And we would like to thank our raffle sponsors for this. It was a great event. We raised $1,500. So thank you. It was a great opportunity to raise some funds. Here's a few pictures from that event, and Gary Shapiro actually attended as well to support us. SRP offers different grants for some of their employees who are involved in some of the leadership programs around the Valley. And Nicole on our team is actually an employee of SRP and found out about these opportunities for grants. So she helped fill out all the grant letter. We had to talk about what we were doing for our project, our cause, project details, our budget, and any fundraising activity that we had already done. And then we were actually chosen to receive $300 to help fund our water safety awareness video. So thank you, SRP. That was great to add to our donation. We also created a GoFundMe page, and this allowed us to take donations for the raffle ticket money at our fundraiser and raise funds based on the Y to pay for the video. Thank you to everyone who donated for our GoFundMe page campaign for the YMCA.
We enjoyed working with the Y on this program and are dedicated to helping the Y in the future. For the last 2 months, we've been doing Zoom meetings online. We've done about a dozen, and so we're very good at it. In April, we made donations to the Y's Child Care Program. We will be helping with SAW's opening day, make sure that a lot of people participate. And in July, we have facilitated a SAW presentation at a HEAL charity event for 25 families here in Scottsdale. Here are some photos of our donations to the kids at the Y. They stayed open for essential workers so they could have a place to take their kids. And here's some of our Zoom meetings. We had really great participation.
All right, so the work that Team Lifesavers has put into this project has equipped the YMCA with the ability to goals for many years to come, with the social media plan that we created, the video marketing, medallions, the stock photos, and the flyers. Not to mention the events that we have been able to connect them with at the Railroad Park. So that's going to give them an opportunity to continue to reach hundreds of families every single year. Team Lifesavers plans to continue to partner with the YMCA on their mission going forward. We also have recruited Damien to be Class 35 Scottsdale Leadership member. So we will definitely see Damien quite a bit in the future. And speaking of Damien, I would like to share a testimonial from him on his experience as a beneficiary for Scottsdale Leadership Project Lead It Forward.
I feel extremely fortunate. I know my YMCA and my staff as well feel extremely fortunate to be a part of this. It's just been a treat. I have nothing but super positive things to say. It's really, really easy to talk to all of them, whether it's in a group setting or a one-on-one basis. And I think the biggest thing for me is they care. I think we've been parts of projects before where people can kind of just come in and it's a project they have to do because they have to do it to finish what it is they're doing. And for me, it's just been an absolute blast, and I hope to keep in touch with everybody afterwards. And, you know, I think it's going to really help us sustain safety around water to a level that we hadn't before. There are things that they have done and provided us with that we can now take forward that our program will be better for it. So I thank them. I think they're wonderful folks, and I appreciate them choosing us to be part of this project.
What I wanted to talk about during this process was using our leadership skills to get this task accomplished. One of the things which is obvious in any leader is their work ethic and sharing responsibility. That's one of the things I believe this team did extremely well. Again, coming back to my point of mentioning Damien, seeing just how many steps and how many hats he has to take on through controlling of the Y has been an example to all of us. So watching how he's adapted to this coronavirus situation and watching how our team has adapted to this coronavirus situation has shown me many things on a leadership level. So being around good leaders and watching them set a great example has been amazing for me. So another thing we talked about is communication. Both in-person meetings before this situation, we have a WhatsApp group, we have email, and we've done our Zoom conference calls like I'm sure you guys have too. So we've all banded together during this uncertain time and made this meeting, whatever that case may be, whether it be in person or on Zoom, a priority. Going back, everyone did their part, used their skills, we held each other accountable, and again, learning from Damien as an example, set a great example for all of us. We have had a very respectful environment. There's a trust between the teams. Different people stepped up at different times. We listened, we coordinate together, we cooperate together. And speaking from a personal point of view, I've loved being involved with everybody in this group. And I feel like that's one of the main things about Scottsdale leadership in general is we've been able to build and hopefully going to maintain this relationship moving forward. You'll see just an example of that. Valerie, right at the beginning, made us cardboard cutout dolls for anybody who could not be in attendance. So if you see at the bottom there, we got Nicole, Phil, Wendy, and Damien. Here was an example of how we banded together. Even when we weren't in a meeting, we made sure everybody was involved and communicated thoroughly throughout.
What we hope you take away today is that SAW saves lives. Encourage kids and adults to take this class. Remember your SAW badges, and in your own backyard and community, You be the water watcher.
Team Lifesavers picked Nicole Valenzuela and Zoe Severin for our MVPs. Nicole inspired us from the start with her vision for a sustainable video that would help the Y in perpetuity. She's accountable, she's resilient, she's on purpose, and she's a lot of fun. Zoe is committed, creative, transparent, dedicated, and shows the humility of a servant leader and did so with all of us on our team. Both of our MVPs are good communicators, they're dedicated, they're inclusive, empowering, and definitely our team's lifesavers. We'd like to acknowledge Sarah Carney, our Project Lead It Forward advisor, and Chris Cano and her Project Lead It Forward team for their work creating the project application process, for selecting our team, and for assigning Sarah as our team advisor. Sarah's help was invaluable. We want to thank everyone who supported Team Lifesavers and to promote the Scottsdale Paradise Valley YMCA SOP program, and all who will join in the critical work of saving lives one swimmer at a time by being water watchers on duty. And we have a water watcher and water watcher on duty badge and medallion for everybody in Scottsdale leadership and some lifesavers to help you have a fun, safe, wonderful summer. Thank you. Now we'll open it up for questions and answers.